And here we are inside the game. Game number 1 between our Protoss player on the top representing the team Startail from South Korea. It is Squirtle, otherwise known as Go Boogie. And down at the bottom of the map in the green representing the team Empire, it is none other than Kas.
Kas indeed. So one of the very best Terran players around right now. Certainly one of the best foreign Terran players, but a guy who's been performing very admirably in tournaments lately. And Squirtle is a guy who, I've got to say it. I mean, obviously he's known for being a Team League sniper and things like that. He hasn't had a ton of GSL 1v1 experience or success, I guess is the better word. But in the ESE Korean Weeklies, he's really shown up and played well. He did well in our own Team Arena Challenge, and we'll see if he's able to start rallying something here. He obviously did get knocked out in round 1, but we'll see if he can start to turn things around now against Kas.
Yeah, people had really high hopes for Squirtle after the IEM World Championships last year. I believe he took 3rd at that behind, I think it was Ace in 1st, and then Moon in 2nd, Squirtle 3rd, and I think Moonglade in 4th.
Yeah.
And I remember that because that was right after that Moonglade came back to Korea, and that was the first time I had met him then. Everyone was kind of rooting for him.
And I remember
he had been in Korea already a little while before he went to do the IM finals.
And I remember people were like, Moon is winning things. And so...
Moon and Moonglade.
Yes.
Top 4, yep. Yeah, and Moon, back when he would get to the top ranks of tournaments too. That hasn't happened very often
I'm
lately,
still convinced that when he has 6 months of nothing but StarCraft 2, no Warcraft 3 under his belt, that he's going to be a good player. So I'm convinced.
You're convinced.
I'm convinced.
You're so convinced.
Entirely convinced.
No one's going to change your mind, man.
No. Until he has that 6 months and loses, but, that'll change my mind.
No, even then, you will love Moon until the day either you or he is no longer on this world.
Wow, this is realizing my own mortality now with my birthday today. Thank you, appreciate it. That's what I needed.
So I like to
keep me grounded.
I like to cheer people up on their birthday.
God,
I'm like, oh, you see, you're 25 today. Well, that's 25% of your life done,
Whoa.
but probably more. Oh, hey, look, a lot of barracks going up for Kas. Looks like a 3 racks opening from him. And does he have gas? He does not. So this is very likely going to be a Marine SCV all in. Uh-oh, he needs to chase away that probe, though. He has to kind of get as much map control as he can before he moves out with this so that Squirtle doesn't have any chance to respond.
And let's see, here's rallying those Marines across. What is Squirtle going to put up after this? Decides to put down the 2nd gas, so it's not going to be that super quick one gas, 1 gate expand variety. Sorry, that's what it is in English. So we'll see if he slaps down other gates or what he wants to wait for. He is producing a couple of units now, and Kas starting to rally those Marines out. Actually, at this point, surprised he's not just floating those down onto the low ground.
That's actually a good point. I'm a little bit surprised he's doing that too, but he wants it to stay completely hidden before he gets to his opponent's base. I mean, I think that's kind of the key here. And so far, Squirtle doesn't have any idea that this is coming. He's sending out that scouting stalker, but will he really see anything? Oh, yeah, you see the barracks got lifted for a second to move onto the low ground, but then he landed it right away again as soon as he saw that stalker moving out. And this is going to be an interesting situation here. Yeah, you see Kas grouping things up at that Zell Nagatar instead of just rallying across the map. He needs to stay grouped up to be able to handle that stalker, and... is he going to be able to get it? Squirtle, not paying attention, taking a lot of damage on that unit.
Yeah, and that should immediately start ringing some bells for Squirtle. He is deciding to expand off of just 1 gate, but he's going to need a couple more gates here momentarily.
Will he notice, though? It doesn't look like... well, he is adding on another gate, like you said, but... yeah. No emergency forage or cannons or anything like that. He's making a sentry at the normal time. So this is going to be an interesting game. He's going to go up to 3 gateways, it looks like. And what is this? An expand from Kas. All right, so
3 racks gasless fast, or not? Well, not fast, just expand.
How many SCVs does he have right now?
22.
Yes, 22.
He's been producing them the whole time.
I was going to say, I thought I saw him stop SCV production, then I didn't check again. So I guess he did start right after that. And yeah, so this is just an expand build on the back of a big push with only Marines. And this still is going to be a little bit dangerous for Squirtle. He's going to have pretty good force fields, and his natural expansion is definitely at risk.
Just a couple of SCVs being pulled along with this.
Yep.
Not Squirtle, Kas doing a smart thing and bringing some of the Marines around the left-hand side of the map so we can attack and flank.
Definitely.
At the same time, it's going to require some ridiculous force fuel control out of Squirtle. We'll see if he has it.
Oh, he trapped some of those Marines. The other one's getting there a little bit late, actually, but I think it might be okay. The sentry's making a run for it here.
We'll find out. I don't know if you've been able to attack with both those at once. It would have been so much more powerful. But that being said, we'll see if it's going to be enough. Probes being pulled off of the line right now. Kas taking some pretty good damage. Zealot is warped in behind the line as well, but already goes down. Force field's trapping those units off to the side, and a lot of probes did fall. Looks like he's already killed 9 workers. Another Zealot popping up as well. Kas, is he going to be able to power through this?
Well, he kills all the sentries, kills quite a few probes as well. More probes being transferred down to help defend / mine, and at the end of the day, a couple more probes going down, and where are we at for workers? That's kind of the big question. 26 to 26. So Kas has evened things out, and with mules, he has actually pulled a little bit ahead in the economy. The only difference is that he's still a little bit behind tech-wise. He's getting his gas now and just starting his factory, but Squirtle, well, never mind. He's got warp gate research, so I guess I'll say he's a little bit ahead in tech because he has an upgrade.
Yes,
I'll stick with that.
But
I would hope you would support me as my co-caster.
Yes, I do support you because he has done nothing. Kas has done nothing but produce unupgraded Marines, so that's the very basic tech you can actually put out there. So yes, I've got your back 100%.
Excellent.
Yes, as well it should be.
It's good to hear.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, bunker on the way as well for Kas. He needs to kind of stay safe against any sort of gateway follow-up from Squirtle. And Squirtle will be able to chrono boost out some probes too, so he'll be able to catch up in the worker count and exceed Kas very quickly, as we can see already. So things kind of equalize, more or less.
And, ooh, no Robo going right for a few more gates, so they decide to do a 6-gate follow-up to this. A 7th? Oh, 7-gate follow-up to this, so an incredibly strong gateway push coming out of him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to try to take advantage of that lack of tech from Kas and be like, all right, I'm just going to make a lot of gateway units. You're probably not going to have, many medevacs out, if any, maybe 2. So I can force field that army. I can do a lot of damage to that. Stim is also going to be quite late, so Squirtle might be able to hit a pretty good timing here with these gateways.
Well, he's already making a pylon pretty far forward. He'll probably want one down here around the right-hand side so he can flank eventually, but those 4 gateways are just finishing up. He's warping out a lot of stalkers already. Supply count getting pretty high for him.
Yep, things are looking a little bit dangerous for our Terran player. Will he be prepared? How many bunkers does he have up? Just one bunker right now, getting that safety turret. That's the possibility of DTs.
All right, well, we'll see.
Though, it's going to be close. I don't think Stim's going to be done by the time this hits.
Oh, it's still got 70 seconds, and already the warp cycles are started.
Yeah.
And here comes Squirtle. He's going to start pushing his way in. Now, Kas is going to be able to see this with the vision of his barracks. We'll see those units out there. Also has control of the Zelnaga Tower as well, but all their units have made their way up to the top, pulling a bunch of SCVs, already starting with a force field to prevent repair from going down to the bunker. Such a smart decision, and we'll see if Squirtle is able to get enough damage done before those force fields go away.
Yeah, he does kill off the bunker. There's still a lot of bioforces behind us, and the sentries are all in front. So Squirtle, well, we'll see if he waits for another round of warpins. No, he's just going for it. He's doing whatever damage he can while he waits for that warpin cooldown and more stalkers. I like this decision here, too, because he does have a lot of unupgraded bio units to go after, but Stim is just about to finish.
There it is. 3, 2, 1, and done. We'll see if we get one right out of Kas right away. Yes, he does Stim up pretty quickly, but he's still trapped so far behind those force fields. There are a couple of medevacs out healing units up, so this isn't permanent damage quite yet, but the energy on the medevacs is going to go away very quickly.
Maybe too little too late. That Stim didn't really do a whole lot at all. More Zealots being warped in to kind of buffer some damage here, and this is looking pretty good for our Protoss player.
Yeah, he's just starting to overrun this position. One medevac has fallen. The other one is out of energy right now, so he's just...
What the? All right, well, the SCV's buffering enough, but he's losing a lot of workers here.
Yes, he is. And now we have a few Zealots out as well. These Marauders are eventually going to run low. They're not going to be able to stem the tide here. How many SCVs has he lost? 37! Wow!
Man. All right. Losing more SCVs and a lot of new Terran players produced in a single game.
Yeah, that's very
true.
This
one.
But, that was actually not great position there for Squirtle as all the Zealots were trapped behind. Doesn't matter, though. He has too much stuff.